my channel, guys. This is Sophia here with the Pantry organization tour as promised. Your girl got dressed up today because I'm quarantining for 14 days, so I decided to splash on some makeup, put on some nice clothes, and have a glass of wine with my husband. I also decided to use today to film this intro for my Pantry organization tour. So you will be seeing me emptying out the pantry, decanting the stuff that we have, and you won't see me repacking it because the battery ran out in the camera at that time. However, you will see the final product. Most of the stuff that I purchased for the pantry to decant, like the jars, the containers, I purchased from IKEA. So I'll leave more information about those in the description. Stay tuned. I whipped out my Cricut to print my labels for my jars and containers. I decided to use black vinyl, I think, as it would pop against the white and the clear of the containers. For some reason, the Cricut gave me beans on that day as I wasn't able to print any of the R letters. All the R's are missing from my words. As you will notice, there is ice instead of rice. For my jars, I purchased the corking line. I used sizes 13 centiliters, 1, 1.8, and 2 liters. For the cereal, I used the IKEA 365 Plus plastic jar. Then for my rice, I wanted something a bit larger, so I purchased the Montana jar from Crate and Barrel. For the cans, bottles, snacks, I decided to use those Variara boxes. For my vegetables, I picked up the Player Desk Organizer, so you don't need to stick to kitchen items only. You can look around IKEA. There are items in different areas that can also work in your pantry. Then later on, I purchased the Kugis box for my teas and the Variara shelf unit, also just to give the pantry additional height. Guys, please don't come for me if I butcher those IKEA names. Here I'm putting the labels onto the jars. I decided to put the labels on the back of the jars where the hinge are rather than the front where the hook is, as I thought it looked cleaner when I put the jars into the pantry. You'll notice beside me I have a notebook. I did a bit of homework the night before, taking stock of the items that I had in the pantry, so I know which jar should go for which item. Therefore, it would be easier for me whilst doing the labeling today. Here's a quick look at our pantry before. Items are not decanted, like items are not together. Definitely not the aesthetic I'm going for. Okay, great. Let's get started on this pantry organization. The first thing I did was remove everything out of the pantry. Because we recently moved into this place, the first thing I decided to do was to line all the shelves of our pantry. I knew it was something that I would eventually want to do whenever I decided to do a pantry organization, so it made sense to me to do it at that stage. After removing everything from the pantry, I gave it a quick wipe down so that it would be clean for when I reinstalled the items. And now for the fun part, the decanting. All of the dry goods, I try to put them into the corking containers. The cereal I put into the 365 plastic container. My liquid products like oil, green seasoning from Trinidad, some pepper sauce from Trinidad, I put those into the corking glass bottles. Some of my seeds and grains I also try to put into the glass jars. My tins, I decided to put those into the Variara boxes. The Kugis box I later purchased, I put my teas organized inside, and then the player desk organizer, I use those for my vegetables. Stick around, you'll see me sorting some of these items. As I mentioned in the intro, the battery ran out in the camera, so I'm unable to show you me restacking the pantry. But here's a look at the final product. Everything's neat, everything's labeled, everything's organized. I tried my best to link similar items next to each other, so you'd see dried goods next to each other, Then the liquid bottles next to each other. I also try to arrange the bottles by height. Similarly, the cans are all stacked together. Stuff that I use pretty often are to the front. We like to snack a lot in this house, so our sweets and our granolas or popcorns are easy access. The stuff that we don't use as often, I decided to put on the top shelf as well as our back stock so that it's available whenever I need to replenish our jars. There is no right or wrong way to organize your pantry. You need to do what works for you. I hope you enjoyed looking at my pantry organization and the final tour. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.